morning, Kennedy Dragons. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. It is the 64th day of school. I'm glad that you're here today, and I hope that you've left your average at home or on the bus, and you are ready to have a respectful and responsible day. Ready means being in the right place at the right time with the right stuff. Respectful means treating others the way you want to be treated, and responsible means doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort. Speaking of responsibility, our very first responsibility is to be ready to show respect for the rights that we have in this country and at this school. We do this by daily saying the Pledge of Allegiance, doing our school pledge, as well as doing a moment of silence. To show respect when we do the pledge, we stop what we're doing, we stand up tall, we put our hand over our hearts like this, we say the pledge loudly, clearly, and with pride. If you would please stand for the pledge and remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge.
For all. I pledge myself as a Kennedy Dragon to be ready for the day ahead of me. I will be respectful of myself, my teachers, and all others of me throughout the day. I promise to be responsible for myself, my actions, and my learning. I will work my hardest to be the best dragon I can be.
Please reflect silently on your day, your activities, and what you hope to accomplish.
My name is Taylor.
And my name is David.
Another responsibility that we have is trying to keep others safe by slowing down the spread of germs.
When we do this, we want to frequently wash our hands. When we wash our hands, we want to do it with soap and water and alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When we wash our hands, we want to get all parts, the palms of our hands, the back of our hands, in between our fingers, our fingertips, our wrists, and our thumbs.
When we wash our hands, we have to do it we want to do it for at least 20 seconds. Let's wash our hands.
Now that we've washed our hands, done our pledges, and moment of silence, let's get started with birthdays. Yesterday on our digital learning day, Oliver Packlib had a birthday. He was 11, and Daniela Olivaria Arroyo also had a birthday, and she was 6. We don't have any birthdays today. Oliver and Daniela, please make sure you come to the Media Center and get your birthday ribbon. Our next responsibility each morning is to make our lunch choice. For today, we'll be having hot ham and cheese sliders, French fries, and veggie cup. If you do not want hot ham and cheese sliders, you can always get PB&J or yogurt and muffin. All right, today's weather. After a few really warm days, it looks like it's going to be a little bit cooler today with a high of 65 and a low of 51. There's no chance of rain today, but the rain is coming. Thursday and Friday, we have a good chance of getting some. All right, it's time for our morning message. Today's morning message is on responsibility. Have any of you ever heard of Tarzan? Maybe you saw the movie or you read the book. In the story, Tarzan is a human boy who is raised by a family of apes. At one point in the story, Tarzan accidentally causes a herd of elephants to stampede through the family of apes. Luckily, no one is hurt, but Kerchak, the leader of the gorillas, is furious. He yells, "Who is responsible for this?" Little Tarzan steps forward and bravely says, "It was my fault." We can all learn something from this story. It's very important to take responsibility when you do something that is wrong, or it hurts someone, or it's thoughtless. To step forward and say, "It was my fault." Today and every day, be like Tarzan, little Tarzan, and be a person who takes responsibility for his or her choices. Something about, I'm Mr. Butcher, make today your masterpiece or not. Step up when you've made a mistake It's okay. That's how you learn. Okay, we're in the home stretch of our food drive where we're trying to collect enough food to provide Thanksgiving dinners for 40 families. When it comes to gravy and marshmallows, we have 71 of those with Miss Wood's class bringing in the most. When it comes to muffin rolls and brownie mix, we have 46 of those with Miss Barrera's class bringing in the most with 23. When it comes to stuffing, we really need stuffing. We're up to 22 items with Miss Stevens' class being the most. Cranberry sauce, we got a ton of cranberry sauce. Thank you, second grade. 107 cans of cranberry sauce with Miss Moriarty's class bringing in 52. Cans of vegetables, we got lots of cans of vegetables. 171 of those with Miss Caldwell's class bringing in the most. When it comes to mashed potato mix, we got 95 of those mashed potato mix. Miss Bauer's class bringing the most. And when it comes to sweet potatoes, we got 62 of those with Miss Sorrell's class bringing the most. We have a total of 551. Third grade is the top grade with 171, and Miss Moriarty's class has brought in the most. We don't need as much of the other stuff now. What we need the most of is stuffing mix. Bring in that stuffing mix. Also muffins, rolls, and brownie mix. Announcements for today. Please help me, Mr. Newport, and your teachers keep you safe. That's our job. You guys can you can help us keep you safe by being a ready, respectful, and responsible leader who's focused on graduating in the year. Because when you are a ready, respectful, and responsible leader focused on graduation, you are boldly committed to student success. You guys have a great day. I love you very much. Time for the read aloud of the day. Today's read aloud is The Potato Chip Champ, Discovering Why Kindness Counts, written by the author is Maria Dismondi, and the illustrator is Dawn Beacon. Author is the person who wrote the words, illustrator is the person who drew the pictures. As I read, there's three things I'm trying to accomplish. The first thing is to try to model what good readers do. Good readers read fluently. Fluently means that you're reading at a good pace. Not too fast where you can't understand what you're reading, and not too slow where it keeps you from understanding what you're reading. And we also want to make sure that we have expression that matches the meaning of the text. The second reason is so that you guys can practice what good readers do. Good readers don't just read fluently. They don't just read the words correctly. They understand or comprehend what they're reading. So when it's a fiction book like this, you're going to be looking for the story elements, the character, who or what the story's about, the setting, where and when the story's taking place, the sequence of events, what happens first, next, and last. because we don't want you to just understand. We don't want you just to read the words and not understand it. You need to read the words and understand it. So we'll be looking for that. And then this one also too goes along with our character strong. We're focusing on gratitude. And so let's see how we can focus on gratitude with this one. There's our cover. There's our title page. The title page always says where it was illustrated. This one was illustrated in New York. Here we go. Champ loved potato chips. He ate them on his sandwiches. He crumbled them over his mac and cheese. He mixed them together with ice cream. Champ even dipped chocolate-covered potato chips in ranch dressing. If only his parents would let him eat them all the time. There was only one thing Champ liked more than eating potato chips, and that was playing baseball. He was a good player, and he knew it. Everything would have been perfect, except that Walter was on his team. So, we got our character, Champ. We know something about him. He loves chips, and he loves baseball. There's a problem, though. Walter's on his team. What do you think? What do you think is Walter? What do you think about him? Make a prediction. Walter Norbert Whipplemore, to be exact. He was always late for practice. His shoes were dirty. He rode an old broken-down bike, and his name was too long to fit on his jersey. Walter was different, but the players on the team all liked him, except for Champ, who had a hard time figuring out why. Champ was shocked when he heard Coach announce the unusual fundraiser one day at practice. Champ knew he had to be the winner because the grand prize was a truckload of potato chips. All he had to do was sell the most boxes of chips to win. Champ noticed Walter was getting more hits than anyone else at practice that day. Everyone except Champ cheered for Walter. Champ rolled his eyes and he groaned. Oh, so Walter's starting to hit the ball. Maybe it's because he got glasses and could see. After Walter left, Champ met up with Tommy, the catcher. "Did you see how rusty Walter's bike is?" he sneered. Tommy barked back. "You just don't like him because he plays better than you. And he has more friends, too." At school, the boys talked about the fundraiser. "I sold 5 boxes at karate," cheered Tommy. "I sold 10 boxes," lied Champ. "Hey, Walter, you like chips, too? How are you doing?" asked Tommy. "I'm doing okay. I don't have as much time to sell the chips because I have a paper route," Walter added. Answering with a mouthful of dill pickle chips, Champ mumbled, "Well, I plan on winning. They call me Champ for a reason." That's what it sounds like when you eat with food in your mouth. Or talk with food in your mouth. When Champ broke his leg sliding into home plate, he was devastated. He couldn't play ball for the rest of the season and would miss playing in the big game. Champ was so bored, he really missed playing baseball and seeing his friends. He started making up games by nibbling on his chips and making letters out of them. Just as he was making the letter C out of a barbecue chip, there was a knock at the door. Champ peeked out the window. "Oh, it's Walter," he sighed. So Champ broke his leg and he's bored at home because he can't play. And look, who do you know it? Here comes Walter. Walter was shivering from the cold rain. "Hi, Champ. I brought over some cards. I heard you like to play," said Walter. "Sure, if you really want to," Champ answered, wishing anyone but Walter had come over. "Hey, why'd you ride your bike over here?" Champ asked. Oh, it's just me and my mom. We either take the bus or I have to ride my bike." Make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Champ couldn't believe what he was hearing. Walter was the only kid he knew whose mom didn't have a car. He thought about how hard it would be to have to ride your bike everywhere. Looks like Champ's starting to think about things. It was the night of the championship game, and Walter made the winning hit. Champ wasn't sure which was worse, sitting on the bench or finding out his dream of winning the truckload of potato chips was over. They announced over the loudspeaker that the winner was, you guessed it, Walter Norbert Whipplemore. Champ moped around school the next couple of days. Even his favorite tomato-flavored chips didn't cheer him up. Could anyone love chips as much as he did? Champ still wondered why the prize went to someone like Walter and not him. Walter Norbert Whipplemore. He had a name longer than the Mississippi River, and it didn't bother him at all. When Champ got home from school on Friday, there was a huge truck parked in his driveway. Unloading box after box of chips were Coach and Walter. You think Walter's giving Champ his chips? "What are you doing?" asked Champ. "I'm giving you all the chips," Walter smiled. "Thanks, but..." Before Champ could finish, Walter spoke. "Look, I'm crazy about chips too, but you couldn't play ball, and it's hard to sell boxes of chips with a broken leg. I know what it's like to really want something. I want you to have the chips." That's very kind. But I don't deserve them," Champ stuttered. Right then, Champ looked around his garage and saw his brand new bike, 2 skateboards, a scooter, and fancy rollerblades. How come he didn't see it before? He felt a tightening in his chest. Champ had so much. Why did he always want more? Standing there in front of Walter was really hard. Walter didn't have anything but an old rusty bike. All right, we can split them, but I'm not leaving here with all these chips," laughed Walter. "Deal," answered Champ. "You know, Walter, you're the one that they should call Champ, because being a champ isn't about having the nicest things. It's all about who you are. No wonder you have so many friends." The boys shook hands, and that marked the beginning of a new friendship. And he let him ride his bike. The Potato Chip Champ.